Hey, welcome to Clarity Tarot. Today's reading is going to be what do you need to hear? So it's that reading you need right now today for whatever reason, no specific question, and we'll see what comes through. We have 6 piles today. First has the gold chip, middle, second is pink. It's like a pearl. I guess I can hold these up for you so you can see them a little bit better. These are all from the game Splendor Duel, if I have any board gamers out there. It's Friday night here in Greenville. This is pile number 3. And I have some friends coming over in a little bit. We're gonna make dinner, play some games. So I was going through my game cabinet. That's pile 5 with the red. 4 for the white one here. Green is pile 6. And so I decided that each pile, we're gonna have just a couple cards, and then I'm also gonna roll this die as part of the reading. This is from Esther Perel's Where Should We Begin? And yeah, should make for an interesting reading. All right, so there will be a timestamp in the description box for your reading. These will be general. If you want a personal reading, you can send me an email. My info is in the description box. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, pile 1, if you picked the gold chip, this will be your reading. And let's see what cards you have. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. We have Ace of Cups, 9 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Pentacles, and let me roll this guy. We have Share Something Funny. Okay, interesting. Hang on, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit more. I think that's better. So, Share Something Funny. Ace of Cups, 9 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Pentacles. Maybe this is getting me kind of the vibe that I'm in today. It's Friday. It's been a long work week. I'm ready to just kick back, relax, not push so hard, let the love flow, do whatever I feel like doing, wherever the wind takes me, be in that feminine energy of just being surrendered, accepting, and receiving, and laugh a bit. So I think that's the reading that's coming through for you, pile 1, is there's encouragement here from Spirit to do what makes you come alive, do it, and specifically what makes you laugh. So that could be as simple as Googling video to make me laugh. I've never tried doing that. I bet that works. Or searching YouTube for something lighthearted that will lift your spirits. I think because this reading's coming through, the image I'm getting is that you've been kind of weighed down with a lot of heavy responsibilities lately, and it's just time for some levity. So even if you still have to go to work today or have a lot of things you have to take care of, you can take 5 minutes for some deep belly laughing, some laughter yoga. If anybody actually has ever done laughter yoga, please tell me about it in the comments, because I've always been curious and had never checked it out. But yeah, I think the other thing that's coming through with this reading is like, this is, whether or not it feels like it, like this is the time of your life right now, pile 1. And to fully enjoy it and be immersed completely, you need to be able to bring in some of that lighthearted energy. I'm going to just pull one card for advice or anything else Spirit wants you to know. Well, I said, okay. I said one card and I got however many cards this is, and then the whole deck jumped out at me, so it feels like it's being a little cheeky playing with me. We got Page of Swords in the reverse, Judgment in reverse, the Wheel in reverse, and 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a similar message of like just get together with some people that maybe weave some kind of wall hanging together, do a craft, You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be goal focused. There doesn't have to be like a higher meaning or purpose for what you end up doing. It's just like the purpose is just to have fun, just to laugh. You don't have to go for a workout. So if somebody out there is trying to decide between fitting in a workout or some time to laugh, time to laugh is what's coming through for your reading. So I think that's your message today, pile one. Interesting reading. I would love to hear what you thought. Please share in the comments. If you're interested too, you can also subscribe to my channel. That will give you updates anytime I post, which right now is 2 or 3 times a week. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hey pile 2, if you picked this pink pearl, this will be your reading. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I appreciate you. Let's see what cards you have, and then we'll roll this for you. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. And let's roll this up and see what we get. Share from your teenage point of view. Oh, the shudder that goes through me and all of us, the teenage point of view. If you are a teenager, like no shade out there, you know, it's like, I think this could also stand for, so like I'm 43 years old. If I was supposed to share from my 30-year-old point of view, I would take a shudder at that also, or 25. So it's not about being a teenager. It's just, you don't know what you don't know, and you learn more as you go along in life. So yeah, okay. So the reading you need today, 4 of Pentacles is about what you're holding on to. So there's something about what you're currently holding on to that's very different from when you were younger. It doesn't have to be specifically when you were a teenager, but just when you were younger. So let's say you used to hold on really tightly to every friend you made, for example. Like, this is my best friend from kindergarten. We're going to be best friends forever. And I'm going to get together with them. I'm going to tell them all my secrets and drama, and we're going to stay close forever. And maybe now you've changed your mind on that a little bit. And even though you will always love that person, you invest more in other relationships for some reason. You hold on to, I guess, whoever is nearest to your life in that moment. Something like this. So there's something around what you value and what you protect and what's most important to you that has shifted. And if you've been second guessing that in any way, Spirit wants to let you know that it's a good change. This is not something to feel guilty about or to regret or to shame yourself over. I'm getting the message now that for some of you, this relates to family. Like maybe you grew up with a value like family is everything. And over time you realize that maybe you have friends that are closer to you than your family, or maybe your partner's family, or people that you invest in more. It could be anything like this. But I'm specifically getting that whatever it is you hold on to now, your teenage or younger self would maybe judge you for or feel like is the wrong decision or not in alignment with your values. And Spirit specifically is wanting you to know not to pay any heed to that. Like you're in alignment now. You're doing what you need to be doing, and you've realigned yourself appropriately to who you are and to your spiritual path. So that's pretty great. And I have to say, if the way it's coming through is I feel like it's like you're second guessing this decision, which tells me it must be pretty big. It must be a pretty big shift that you've taken under. And so I just want to say good for you, because it's not easy. It's not easy to do. The Hierophant. Look at this. I love this card. This deck is amazing. Yeah, so this is something spiritual. So for many of you, it's maybe that your spiritual beliefs have shifted in some way. Maybe you've gone against tradition, or maybe you've become very traditional when in the past you weren't. Maybe you even like grew up atheist and now you're beginning to believe in God. There's something here that's like, it's a major shift, not just like, oh, I'm going to start eating chicken and I wasn't before. No, it's like, although that could be major if you were vegetarian or vegan, but you get what I'm saying. I think pile 2, it's like your identity has shifted and Spirit wants you to know it's a good change. People might not always understand. You might not always understand or accept yourself, but it is a good thing and you can trust it. So that's your reading, pile 2. Really interesting. Would love to hear about it in the comments if you'd like to share. And please leave a like if you liked the video. If you'd like to subscribe, you can be notified when there are more readings like this. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hey, pile 3, if you picked the black gem, let's see what cards you have. Thank you so much for being here at my channel today. I appreciate you coming by. And we have the 10 of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Ooh, interesting. And let's roll this for you and see what we get. Share from your teenage point of view. I'm going to roll that just one more time and share something risky. Okay, so I'm going to integrate both of those. And I just wanted to roll that because that's what came up for the last pile. So share from your teenage point of view and share something risky. Okay, so there is a King of Cups out there for you. King of Cups is an energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone who looks like this. They don't have to be male in gender. King of Cups is the energy of someone very emotionally balanced, very generous, and very self-contained. Like they're very loving, King of Cups, and nurturing, but they're not like a bleeding heart. Some people might not even notice how emotional they are at times because they tend to hold it a little closer to the chest. 10 of Cups is your ultimate emotional fulfillment and happiness. And 7 of Pentacles is about seeing a seed grow and like making changes. So there's a few things coming through with this. If there's somebody on your mind that you just have not been able to let go of, there's a message coming through that, yes, this person is a risk, and yes, it may not look like a very positive investment, but there's something important about you going after this. This actually reminds me of a person that I developed a crush on who was kind of all the things that I thought I wanted when I was younger, but never came across in my dating days. And even though it felt like a bad idea to really pursue it with this person, I knew that if I didn't try, I would never forgive myself, but I knew that I would regret it. And so I really invested myself the most that I could in my life situation at that time in that relationship, planted whatever seeds I could. And ultimately it did not go how I expected it to go, but it did create a lot of positives in my life. So for some of you, though, this is like your forever person and you will end up with them long term. For others, it's not about whether you end up or not, but it's about your happiness. Well, actually, in both cases, it's about your happiness. And your happiness involves pursuing this person in some way. Now, pursuing can look like lots of different things. You can pursue and be in more like masculine, like chaser energy. But you can also be in nurturing, feminine energy. And that's more what I'm getting here with the 7 of Pentacles. You see how it's like this person is shining light onto the seed so that they're able to grow. And I'm getting just more of like a nurturing, supportive feel from this card. So there's something that might seem like a risk to you, but that is possible for you to do to create more harmony and more possibility with this person. If you don't have a person in mind coming to this reading, what you need to know, the reading you need to know is that there is a 10 of Cups future for you, ultimate emotional fulfillment. And I really believe that's different for everybody. For many people, that's finding a long-term partner. For some people, it's finding several short-term partners. For some people, it's being alone and never having a partner. And for a lot of people, I think more than we even, in America anyway, tend to think about, happiness comes less from a partner and more from your career pursuits or other things. But if you're feeling discouraged about love in your life, love in your heart, fulfillment, and your emotional space, this 10 of Cups, this is coming through almost as like a promise for you. With the share from your teenage point of view, there's something important about going after the dreams you had when you were younger. And again, it's not about those dreams coming true. It's about the pursuit of them. So let's say you dreamed of becoming a doctor when you were younger. Maybe it doesn't suit you to actually be a medical professional, but the act of like actually looking into that or learning more about it, maybe even applying, it would be different for every person. But there's something about those actions that's very important to you. It's about the process. Does it make sense, pile 3? And the same thing with if it's a relationship. The example that's coming to mind for me is, this was maybe 5 or 7 years ago. I kind of regretted where I went to college, which was actually a small Christian school. It fit my culture of origin at the time, like my family and where I grew up. But really what I would have loved to do would be to go to like a big state university or a really academically rigorous place like, University of Chicago or Stanford or Harvard or something, if I could ever dream to get into those places. And so, I think I was around 35. I decided that I actually wanted to apply to those places. So like I took the GRE. I have my master's degree already, so I was looking at PhD programs in, what was I even applying to? I don't even remember now. Some form of psychology, I think. And I didn't get into a single one of the schools, not one. But it was such a satisfying experience for me to actually apply, to write the essays, to gather my transcripts, to take the GRE again. I studied for the GRE and learned all the math that I never did when I was younger, which is also something that weirdly I felt like I had wanted to do. And by the time I actually sent off all those applications, I actually kind of knew, I was like, what happens if I actually get in? I don't know if I want to do this. And I got all the rejections, and I was like, okay, great. This is what this was about for me. This was a really good experience. But if I, in the beginning, had just been like, Jan, don't be ridiculous. You're not going to go be a PhD student at Stanford at 35. That's not a thing. That doesn't happen. Don't be silly. This is unrealistic. That would have really squashed that part of me. And, it didn't cost me any money or much money, whatever it costs to apply for schools and stuff like that, it was some time and some investment, and there was a part of my heart that was really supported and fed by that, and was an important moment for me. So I share that story because that was about the process. It was about me going through the action of applying, and there's something also here for you. So whatever actions you've been considering with this King of Cups, if you know who this person is, you're advised to do something that you're guided to, even if it feels risky, and go after those dreams that your teenage self had. Of course, within reason, and use your own discernment. Don't do anything that's going to endanger yourself or others, but I think you understand the message. And if you don't, we have the lovers wanting to jump out. If you don't relate to knowing who this person is yet, I think Spirit's just wanting to let you know the time is coming where you will maybe need to take a risk related to this coming into your life, and so prepare yourself for that. Okay, anything else here for pile 3, Spirit, that's important for them to know right now? What's the reading they need today? Nothing's wanting to come out. I'll give it just another few seconds. There we go. we have the Strength card. I love this card in this deck. So I'm drawn to this part of her that is the lion, and then there's also this lamb. And I think this is advice coming through for you that you need to be both. Maybe there's one side or the other of this that you have mastered. Maybe you're more comfortable with the masculine, like taking action side. Maybe you're more comfortable with being surrendered and letting things come to you, attraction and manifestation. The balance of both is going to be important for you to reach this ultimate emotional fulfillment for you. So I think this advice is almost like to meditate on this card. You might even want to look up the meaning of the Strength card, or just spend some time, if you have a deck at home, spend some time meditating on the image. There's also a book. Is it called, it might literally be called Meditations on the Tarot, where there's a chapter for each of the cards. It goes in a little bit deeper. So there's something here that if you're looking for something a little bit more, this will help you. Okay, pile 3. Interesting reading. I hope you enjoyed it and you found it interesting and useful in some way. Please leave a like, comment, or subscribe if it did resonate for you. I'd love to hear your story in the comments if you want to share. If you want to be updated anytime I post a reading, which right now is 2 or 3 times a week, please subscribe to the channel. And thanks so much. See you next time. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you picked this white chip, let's see what cards you have, and thank you so much for coming by and being here. I appreciate you. We have, the 3 of Wands. And then let's roll this and see what we get. Share something surprising. So the message you need to hear, this is a strange message to come right now, coming through. Well, I guess it's surprising. There is romance coming into your life. Yeah, and what else can I say about that? I think this is maybe a little bit of a shock to you. Maybe you've gone through a dry spell. Maybe there's been years since you found anybody you were interested in. Maybe you're actually partnered and it feels more like a friendship and not like a passionate love affair. Whatever your circumstance, I mean, maybe you're even celibate and you're like, how does that even, like, can I have romance if that's not really my jam? The answer here is yes. So there is going to be something that is just wildly enlivening for you. And I am getting that it's with a person. Like, I'm asking spirit inside myself, like, could this be a pursuit? Like, maybe you have a love affair with surfing or something like this. And maybe for one or two of you, that's true. But what I'm getting overwhelmingly is that, no, this is with a person. And when I say romantic, I want to describe what I mean by that. Having a romance with someone, there's going to be a part of you that comes alive that maybe has felt dead for a long time. For some of you, this could be passion. For some of you, this could be feeling truly lovable and adored by somebody else. You're going to see yourself through someone else's eyes in a way that you didn't even know that you needed. And so for some of you, this is going to be around like feeling desirable when maybe you haven't recently, or not to the right people anyway, or the kind of people that you want to be around. For some, it's going to be straight up just feeling lovable, like feeling like there is truly something amazing about me to love, or that I'm a treasure, or I'm a person to be valued. And the vibe of the person that I'm getting that's coming in for you, or even if you have them already, like, this person has a very true, deep, and pure love for you. I mean, they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But you can trust this person's intentions. So this is not the kind of like whirlwind, passionate affair that you're like broken in pieces afterwards. No, this is not that. This is something really, it's a gift, actually. It's really kind of amazing. What should pile 4 know about this person? I have these jumping out. I don't think I want to take those. There's like 5 of them. And I wasn't finished asking the question. Oh my goodness. So, okay, hang on. Okay, what about this person for pile 4, please? Spirit, what do you want them to know? Anything else you can share that would apply to everyone watching this pile? We have the Magician. So a few messages coming through with this. For some of you, if you've been thinking, praying, meditating, hoping for this to happen for you, your manifestation is coming in, I'm hearing. For others of you, this describes the person who you're going to be with. And I have to say, like, Magician can get a bad rap. It's like, sometimes when I see the Magician card, I think of like manipulation, but that's actually the Magician in reverse. And like the Magician in its upright form is very adept, resourceful, flexible. I think this is why the message is coming through that you can trust this person, because you know that type of character who's like thinks on their feet so easily that you almost wonder, like, are you just finessing me, Because they're so able to deal with almost any situation. But there are people that are able to just like deal with any situation like that have like a moral center, that are very pure, loving people. And this person is one of those. There's something coming to my mind about the Magician plus the Hierophant or the High Priestess. I want to look something up real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I was wanting to look up is, I couldn't remember if the High Priestess is kind of like the companion card to the Magician. Like, obviously the Empress and the Emperor are kind of like the pair, but I couldn't remember what the pair is for the Magician. And I still actually didn't find the answer very quickly, because I typically think of like the High Priestess goes with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is actually called the High Priest in some decks. But I think the High Priestess and the Magician can sometimes go together. And I feel like, so that whole thing that happened, as you know, if you've been here a while, anything that happens in a reading to me is the reading. So maybe what's surprising is if you, let's say you identify with being more of a High Priestess type person, and perhaps you've been looking for someone who's more of like a High Priest energy, it might surprise you that a Magician is a better fit for you. And the thing that's really cool about, I think, a Magician and High Priestess relationship is Magician can make things happen. They're very, very creative. Often they can be an artist in some way, in my mind anyway, for me. And they're looking for their muse. They're looking for the person that inspires them, that can kind of keep that fuel, that fire burning. And when I think of something like that, I definitely think of the High Priestess. I mean, someone infinitely esoteric and creative might not be the right word, but like ever changing, perhaps, renewing, and in pursuit of life's mysteries and hidden knowledge, things like this. So I think that's part of what the connection will be between you and this person, is that they want to make things happen, and they're looking for inspiration, depth, and insight that they haven't had before. And so that's what's going to be so amazing to them about you. Interesting. But I think that's part of what will be surprising, because I don't think you would expect this person to be the one to come after you. And it's interesting that I just said come after you. So I really do feel like this is kind of going to drop out of the sky. Okay, anything else? I'm kind of excited for you, pile 4, and a little scared. Because this seems like, I don't know, I just don't get this message coming through in readings very often. We have 2 of Cups in the reverse coming through. I'm going to get another card, please. This is advice for my pile 4, what to do with this reading. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Ace of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm getting with this, specifically with these two cards, Page of Pentacles and Two of Cups in reverse, is this is not on you to create this. Even if you notice this person starting to come your way, like let them come your way, like let them do their thing. You just kind of chill out and wait and attract. With the Knight of Cups, I mean, this is totally like the dating and romance card to me in this deck. You see he's got the little beach picnic set up. There's a bottle of wine, a letter that he's written, I suppose. He's got a hat. For some reason he brought a four-legged chair to the beach. I don't know about that. There's also a horse. Why not? There's a horse. It seems like there's also some glitter coming off of this horse's mane. I don't actually know exactly what's happening with this card, but it kind of makes me laugh. I noticed that he also has some tattoos, so maybe that's significant for some of you. He's got a sleeve here. Okay. So advice for you, just let it happen. You don't have to be searching for this. You don't need to do anything to make it happen. It's on its way to you. And Six of Cups in the reverse. I think for most of you, this is someone new, not someone that you've dealt with in the past. Unless you're in a long-term relationship, then the message still applies that it's just like a new romantic period that's coming in for you. Okay, juicy. You got to tell your girl all about it in the comments, please. And see you in the next reading. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to get updates anytime I post. And thanks so much for coming by, Pile 4. Hey, Pile 5. Thanks for coming to my channel today. We are asking the question, what do you need to know today? Or like, what's the reading you need today? So if you picked the red gem, this will be your reading. And let's see what cards you have. We have the Chariot and Five of Wands. Ooh. Is there a fight coming to your door? Let's see what we've got here. Share something risky. I'm just going to roll that one more time. Share something risky. Share something risky. Oh my goodness. 3 times in a row. Okay, well, I guess that's what we want for your reading. Share something risky. Okay, a couple messages already coming through. So if you've been thinking about yourself bringing a conflict to someone, like confronting someone in one way or another, it's not advised at this time. It's a risk for some reason. I'm getting that for some of you, this could be like a work thing. So like if you wanted, let's say you were trying to confront someone at work about some unethical behavior or something, like not a good idea. Something you're thinking about right now is very risky. For others of you, there is someone coming to you that represents something very risky for them. So this could be somebody who owes you an apology and knows that if they darken your door, you're going to have some choice words for them. It's a big risk for them to do this, but they're coming anyway because it's important for their path to follow through and do that. For others, this is a person. They could be a Cancer with the Chariot card. They don't have to be. But this could be a person who's decided they want to take a risk and fight for this relationship, even though in the past they have been not inclined to do that. Maybe they even dipped out on you in a very disappointing way. And for still others of you, there is someone who wants to confront you about something. It could also be a combination of all these scenarios. So you'll have to hear like what resonates for you. But in that case, the person who's wanting to confront you, I think this would be a person where you have brought that same energy to them. So let me give you an example of what I mean. For some people, like confrontation is a love language. I'm one of these people. Like if you're one of my nearest and dearest, I have brought some BS to your door a few times because I've said like, this is how this makes me feel, or I'm uncomfortable with this or that. I think it's really important to talk through those things And people that I'm most close to, like, I'm very willing to do that, and maybe even willing to do it more often than it's needed, you know? This is an Enneagram thing, by the way. Types 4, 6, and 8 on the Enneagram, their conflict style is called the emotional realness, or what's the other word for it? The word I don't like. Oh yeah, the reactive, the reactive conflict style. And basically it means that they notice issues even before they've become a big issue. So they try to like surface things early, or they're the ones that can kind of be like the canary in the coal mine, meaning they let you know that there's an issue. So if you've done this with someone else, where you brought up some maybe kind of tricky things with them, this person is now going to do the same thing with you. And for some of them, it's like an act of vulnerability, and they're wanting to share with you in that same way and like almost connect by sharing that same conflict style, let's say. For some of them, it's more petty than that. It's like, well, you said there's something wrong with me. I'm going to say what's wrong with you now. And you'll know very clearly once this person starts talking what energy they're in. So why is this the reading you need is my question. I get why you would need this if you were thinking about doing something risky and Spirit's advising you not to. But if it's more just like the conflict thing, why is it important? Okay, so Queen of Swords. So get your talking points together, pile 5. If you have any idea who this person might be and what they might come to you with, now is the time to start to like mind map what are the main points you'd want to get across in this conversation so that you can be fully present and in your own mind when they come. Because I think like maybe you were expecting this a while ago. There's also a message here with 7 of Wands, like you are protected. You see the bubble that they're in here and all these wands coming at them. Like nothing's gonna hurt you with this. It's just gonna feel a little unstable or uncomfortable, perhaps. For some of you, you'll be like, yeah, bring it. I'm so glad you're here. Let's do this. Let's throw down. That won't be for all of you, of course. 3 of Swords. If this has been a heartbreaking situation with this person, the worst is over. Like that's already happened. This isn't going to break your heart further. And don't forget, you're this Queen of Pentacles. Like you have all the stability that you need. This person can't take that away from you. 8 of Wands. But yeah, but this is coming. Ultimately, this is a good thing. This is a good thing. But it's important that it comes to you, pile 5. So I think that was part of the risky thing too. Like you shouldn't be initiating anything here. Like this person's coming your way. Interesting. I want to know all about it. Would love to hear in the comments. If you want to share, please leave a like or subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be updated, notified when I post. Why is it so hard for me to do that part of the message? I struggle with it every time, my goodness. Anyway, thank you, pile 5. Thank you so much for coming by and bringing your energy to my channel, and look forward to seeing you next time. Hey, pile 6. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you coming by my channel today. If you picked the green chip, let's see what card you have. Cards. We have the Devil in reverse and the 4 of Cups, and let's roll this. So the reading you need today. Share something from your teenage point of view. Share a secret. Share a secret from your teenage point of view. So the first thing that's coming through is if there's someone you're trying to get to know and you're wanting it to go deeper, this would be a good question you could ask them. Like, tell me something that was a secret you kept when you were a teenager. I'm not sure why that's coming through, but it's interesting. If there's a romantic relationship in particular that is on your mind that you're feeling worried about, maybe this has had some really toxic patterns in the past, your connection with this person, that is the past. That is not the present or the future. You're just not going to have the same experiences in the future that you've had in the past with this person. Now, there could be lots of reasons for that. That could be because this person has changed. It could be because you've changed, or both. But it's like the circumstances just aren't correct for that to happen the way that it did the last time. And I think this is meant to come through as encouragement for you. Like, it's something maybe you wouldn't think to ask about, pile 6, but Spirit wants you to know this is, and I think this is a secret that they want to tell you. Like, things with that person are going to be good. I'm even getting, for some of you, this is talking about your mother, which obviously is not the romantic connection, but this would be like one of the 5 closest people to you in your lifetime, whether romantic or platonic or family. And something has shifted and is never going to go back to how it was in that toxic space. And you can trust that. You don't have to avoid this person. You don't have to be afraid of them. You don't have to hide your love from them. If you felt like codependent or overly attached or obsessed with them in the past, that's also not going to happen. And you're safe to get closer to them. Basically, I think is what this is saying. And here's where I want to remind you, like, this is a tarot reading. If the person that's coming to mind, if you know that this person was like outright abusive to you and not a safe person whatsoever, then you know that, trust that. Don't take this reading to contradict your inner knowing already. But it's like this relationship was used by Spirit. I think all of you would agree with this, no matter your situation. This relationship was used by Spirit to surface some really ugly parts of both of you, and for those to be healed and released. And that process is either now complete at the time of this reading, or like it's on its way out. And when I mean on its way out, I mean it's 90% complete and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So you might as well just think of it as over. Which hopefully that's like really great news for some of you, because I mean, that's really amazing news. If in the past you had more of like a 4 of Cups experience with this person, which is like, to me, 4 of Cups is like feeling dissatisfied, always wishing for things to be a little bit different, a lot of like longing, dissatisfaction. There's a lot of pain in this card for me. That's also not going to be present anymore. That is shifting. So, yeah, I hope I get this reading. That's pretty good. Okay, let's get some advice for you, though, or anything else Spirit wants you to know. What do we got here? 4 of Swords in the reverse. The Sun. Yeah, so your time of hibernation, healing, your cocoon stage is now over. Let me be the one to sound the trumpet and let you know that time has concluded and you can actually step out into the sun again. Maybe some of you have literally been hiding from this person in one way or another. Maybe you've gone no contact. Whatever you've done, it's been very important for you, and that chapter is also now closed. And your growth is going to come now from you stepping out into the world, stepping out into the sun, versus what your growth came from before was this like hermit mode that you had. So I want to say hooray to you, Pile 6, and like congratulations for finishing what seems like a very shitty chapter of life, and not easy, but you did it. And you'll have much more to look forward to. I mean, the Sun is also like the happiest card in the deck. Oh, and look what we have at the bottom. At the bottom, we have the Fool in reverse, which I think is letting you know, like, you're not a fool if you let this person back in. Again, I'm getting like the mother example. I don't know. Maybe there's some patterns with this. If it is a romantic person, maybe there's some things about them that remind you of your mother, regardless of their gender. It doesn't mean they have to be female. But it's like those dynamics just are not going to be present. You are not a match to them anymore, those dynamics, and so they can't exist. So you don't have to, if there's a part of you that would think like, I would be a fool to ever talk to my mom again, or I'd be a fool to go on a date with that person. Spirit is saying, no, actually you wouldn't, because you've done the healing necessary and it'll be different this time. Very interesting. And I'm feeling the need to remind you that, like, to use your own intuition, because, you know, there's still the possibility that for one person watching out there, like that would be a dangerous message for you to believe. So please use your own discernment, but it is coming through really, really strongly from Spirit there. Please share in the comments about your experience if you'd like to. I'd be very interested to hear about that. Leave a like to the video if you want to be notified every time I upload. Subscribe to the channel, or subscribe just because you want to support me. That would be awesome too. And thanks so much for coming by. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.